Hey guys, Waddle-D here. We're back for more Kirby Superstar Ultra, and now that we've gotten through all the sub-games, we now have the arena to contend with. But of course, since this is Kirby Superstar Ultra, we got some extra ones like Revenge of the King and Helper the Hero. Helper the Hero is unlocked after you defeat 13 foes in the arena, so it's not actually you have to beat the arena to get it, you just have to do something with the arena. But I think we should focus on the final sub-game of the original Kirby Superstar, and this is definitely where the game throws everything and the kitchen sink at you, at least in the original. This has all the bosses that you fought throughout all the sub-games that you played, and honestly, that's pretty much the challenge of it. The fact that you have a boss rush with 20 bosses is saying a lot, but the game, of course, gives you plenty of stuff to prepare for it. It gives you all the abilities to choose from, A, and B, it also gives you a plethora of maximum tomatoes to keep yourself standing. And of course, if you want to get through this mode quickly, I would highly suggest using these 5 abilities in this order. Hammer is your first and foremost. Second is Plasma, because versatility and damage, and range. Third one is Suplex, because invincibility frames, and that it's a very powerful ability. And fourth is Sword, because it's well balanced. However, I am going to suggest a 5th one for you guys, and that's going to be the whole purpose of this challenge, Yo-Yo, because Yo-Yo is a very good... It's not just very good, it's one of the best abilities in the game, actually. And I'm just going to show that off with the challenge. I cannot jump, and I cannot guard. With these 2 handicaps, I'm still going to beat this one. I guarantee you guys, because Yo-Yo has a lot of stuff going for it. There's not much that can't be said that Yo-Yo can't do, because here's 2 things you must know. Yo-Yo has that move and this move. Whenever Kirby is spinning, Kirby has invincibility frames, so you want to use those if you're deciding to do this challenge, because Gazer Spiral and Breakdance are pretty much Kirby's salvation in this challenge. Alright, and of course you start off with Main Cannon. Main Cannon with Yo-Yo is actually not too bad, because Yo-Yo has range. It also has the ability to strike above Kirby's head, so Kirby can deal with the arm that's trying to slowly but surely grab his ass. Also, the range definitely helps him with striking the cannon from distance without having to need to fly or anything, but you definitely want to watch out for the laser and the cannonballs, because if you get hit by that, that's going to ruin your day for any future bosses. But you can definitely no damage this guy without too much trouble. And of course, you throw fucking Meta Knight at me. Are you serious, game? I do not want to fight Meta Knight as my second boss. But I guess that's not a terrible thing either. However, you gotta appease Meta Knight's elitism, because he's just gonna sit there until you grab the sword or just wait long enough. So I'm just gonna give him a show of breakdancing, and apparently he's not amused by it one damn bit. But he'll get annoyed by it eventually, and then it's like, okay buddy, let's just fight. So Meta Knight is actually one of the more dangerous bosses in this arena because of one particular move that you really need to worry about if you're ground bound. That move. Do not get hit by the Gatling sword, because that does so much damage and it will generally knock out your ability. The thing I will say about the no-fly zone policy, if I press B after I start flying, I get a extra jump, basically. As long as I'm not sustaining my flight, is my point. So, there will be times where I accidentally fly, but I can at least revert that damage by pressing B. But now we move on to Wham Bam Rock. Wham Bam Rock actually kind of crumples against Yo-Yo, because Yo-Yo has range. And honestly, that's really all you need to know. Not to mention range, it also has invincibility framed moves. So, as long as you keep those 2 things in mind, this guy should not give you too much trouble. The annoying part about Wham Bam Rock is that he has apparently this humongous amount of invincibility after each hit, so you have to kind of wait like a full second before attacking him again, otherwise it's just going to do squat damage. Which sucks, honestly, because yeah, half the fun in using Yo-Yo is taking advantage of you doing another attack almost immediately after. When the boss does this attack, you pretty much have a chance to do a ton of damage, because the predictability of that attack and the fact that the hand's on the screen for that long, kind of nice. God, Fatty Whale now? Jeez. Yeah, the reason why I groan at Fatty Whales, because this boss also can give you problems, especially if you don't know how to dodge some of his attacks. This particular attack, you need to dodge with Yo-Yo and no guard by this. You have to jump and use the breakdance. There's pretty much no other way to dodge it other than, well, obviously guarding or flying, but I don't have both options here. So keep that in mind if you're doing this challenge, because let me tell you, not having to rely on flying or guarding to get through boss fights is kind of nice, honestly. It's very refreshing. Okay, this guy, not too bad. I'm trying to think about using the max mega, but I just like, no. First thing you want to do is get behind this boss at any time, because if you do, you won't have to deal with the unpredictability that Heavy Lobster likes to bust out on you. Because it forces him to do one of two things. Either walk slowly backwards, or to do his little jet forward thing, or jump high in the air and flip around. This boss should not give you too much trouble if you know the patterns by now and what to expect. Heavy Lobster, you seriously should have got an upgrade. Now I think I need this. Though Galactic Nova Nucleus should not be that much of an issue, because as long as you follow my advice from the last video, don't blow up the red shit. Simple as that. Just go for the blue and the yellow, guys. That's pretty much the #1 piece of advice, because if you blow up the red ones, you run the risk of running into a blue or a yellow one, which you do not want to do, especially if you're doing something that demands endurance and long-lastingness. Because this is an easy no-damage run if you do it this way. I mean, seriously, you pretty much, once you have just red ones to contend with, you are pretty much done with this fight, because there's not... I mean, unless you completely fly into the red one, there's very little risk of you actually taking damage here. Now, these two guys should be pathetic with Yo-Yo, because here's the thing. Yo-Yo can swing up and down, so you can take full advantage of Yo-Yo's versatility here. In fact, if you do not take full advantage of Yo-Yo's versatility here, I would have to call you an idiot. I'm sorry. No offense, but look at it. These guys got dismantled very quickly. Ah, man. Twin Woods. The reason why I'm groaning about Twin Woods is not that because they're hard, but this fight is needlessly long because of more super extended invincibility flinching, I would like to call it. But I would definitely suggest always using the upward swing with Yo-Yo, because it covers above your head and your back, and it does more damage than the usual Yo-Yo swing. Oh man, Reactor. I don't like fighting Reactor with Yo-Yo and no flying, because you have to kind of be a mirror master here to make sure that laser hits the particular reactor, and it can be tricky because you kind of have, you sometimes get unlucky and have the thing like aim in the wrong direction, and that's how you dodge the frickin' charge cannon. Try to give yourself plenty of space and use Gazer Spiral, because that's going to give you a lot of room to get that hit in, or get that move down. And since you're like far away, you can anticipate when it's going to get shot. Ah man, this is where the worst part happens, where the reflect laser hits level, or shoots level to the ground, so you have to kind of dodge it. I don't know if it's going to actually hit it. No, fuck. So yeah, reflect lasers can be very nasty, but it's the charge cannon and trying to have the reflect laser hit the boss that's tough. That's the worst part of this fight. There we go. Thank God. Oh. Well, this is pretty much over. Yeah, Wispy Woods. It's pretty much like Twin Woods, only twice as easy. I mean, literally, you should not have any problems with this guy. Just stick to using your upward attack again, because you'll deal with the apples that are trying to drop on your head or coming from behind, and you'll kill him. I mean, he barely had any time to do anything. Dynablade might be a little tricky, though, because Dynablade has a few things up her sleeve. I will say there's one thing you can take full advantage of, and I would highly recommend that you do. The stars that she creates when she lands, every time. And it does the most damage out of all your attacks, and you definitely want to do that for damn well, sure. However, you definitely need to watch out for the fireball spread, and definitely the grabbing claws, but if you kill Dynablade before she even has a chance, there's no point in worrying about it. Cameleo Arm, however, can be a big pain in the ass. I do not like fighting Cameleo Arm because of particular attacks like this. Fricking inhaling tongue bullshit. The fact that it's just a really annoying boss. There's nothing good I can say about this fucker other than its inevitable death is the only thing I really care for. Fuck off. Because it's just a long, drawn-out fight. It just kind of reminds me of Sting Chameleon, who I do not like. And then we get to fight Kracko, which is a no-contest battle, honestly. I mean, the only thing you have to worry about is screwing up your attacks and taking damage from, like, trying to be stylish here. You should not have any problems with Kracko at this point, especially if you've played through the rest of the game. Kracko is pretty much a non-issue. Oh, you're gonna do this to me, game. You're gonna make me beat up my own kind. You piece of shit, game. Bandana Waddle Dee. This guy should be the hardest boss in the game. However, Kirby Superstar Ultra did not have enough funding to make Waddle Dee the most dangerous boss ever, so we are now saddened by the fact that he is dead. It was nice knowing you, Bandana Waddle Dee. May you get revived in like 2 seconds when I walk off screen. Now we have you. The mini-boss all-stars can be a little annoying, mainly because you have some unpredictable ones and you have some really stupid ones. Bonkers should be the easiest one because he sometimes wastes time just jumping in the air, ooga-boogaing at you while you just pelt him with your yo-yo. Bugsy, on the other hand, should probably prove to be the most threatening of these three. I mean, Chef Sawasaki is pretty much like Bonkers, predictable, the end. That takes care of you assholes. Dedede. I feel bad for Dedede. I love Dedede as a character, however, the flinching kills him here, because it literally makes him unable to approach you if you keep enough distance between you and him. Poor Dedede. Oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna need this. Yeah, computer virus without guarding is hard. Very difficult. Let's just demonstrate how much I'm gonna have to do to live through this. I would highly suggest to use the normal attack at a certain distance with Yo-Yo, because honestly, that's how you're gonna do the most damage with Yo-Yo. The damage you're wanting to look for is 80 damage. So if you can do that each turn, you can take these guys out for 2, 3, 1, 3, or 4 attacks. And there's a nice example of what you're going to have to do with Yo-Yo. You're going to have to use Gazer Spiral or the Breakdance attack to dodge a lot of these attacks. Sometimes you might get lucky and they use an attack where you can just kind of get away using the Breakdance in the corner. And that takes care of that. Now, you definitely really want to use the optimal distance attack here to do as much damage on the Great Dragon, because the Great Dragon is most dangerous out of this bunch. Mainly this attack for starters, because without being able to fly over that mess, you can't hide in the upper corners, which sucks. And another attack to worry about, that's also another one, but if you happen to do Gazer Spiral in the right position, you can actually dodge that. Oh, you piece of crap. You had to do that to last, or make this fight last just a little bit longer. There we go. That's the attack I worry about so much, because it comes out so damn fast, and you have to literally be anticipating it every time. So that anticipation was slowly killing me inside. Now we have mini-boss, or mid-boss all-stars 2. which is actually a little bit harder than the first one because these guys are a little bit more unpredictable. Even Hoppy Brother Sr. can trick you up a little bit. So just be careful while you're trying to kick his ass. This guy is probably the most annoying of them all because you don't know what the fuck this guy's gonna do other than just jump around, try to get behind him because obviously he can't really react to somebody that slips past him because he's too busy probably trying to moon you or something. I swear to God, that thing's so damn creepy. Iron Man should not give you too much problems, especially if she doesn't decide to move. This guy, on the other hand, can pose a bit of a threat because of those grabby arms of his. Especially when he has that little range grab, so just try to keep your distance, be prepared to react at any time, and you should get through that without taking too much damage. You. Marx again. Marx with Yo-Yo actually is not that bad. If anything, the only thing you have to really worry about is not having enough health for this fight. And if you can get through that, you should be okay. Because Marx can be very dangerous, no question. Just be very, very, very careful, is all I'm gonna say, now and forever. But at the very least, as long as you know the patterns, Marx should not be too much trouble. And by this time, I'm pretty sure after a 4-minute battle, guys, you should have his pattern well down at this point. The only thing I would worry about is when Marx gets down to that 1/3 of his health and starts switching up the pattern out of nowhere and decides to use a fucking laser at the worst time when you're not prepared for it. Yeah, you kind of want to try to make sure you jump in the air before Marx appears with that move in tow, because that way you can dodge it. And this is what happens when you get really sloppy, so be very careful. Don't try to get too antsy when you got him down to low health. And congratulations, Kirby! You fucking won! You did it! You kicked everybody's ass with a simple yo-yo and broken-ass tricks. So guys, what I'm going to do for you as a treat is, of course, unlock that, which is awesome. But more importantly, I'm going to show you the failures that I had with the arena and yo-yo. But next time, we're going to do the Revenge of the King, because goddamn, that sub-game is awesome. And then we're going to dive into Helper to Hero. And the way I'm going to do Helper to Hero is actually it's going to be a text-based commentary only, because I want to give as much advice as I can on how to do all the helpers in this mode, because it can get tricky, and some abilities really seem to slack, while others seem to do very well. Obviously, you know the big three. But thanks for watching, guys. Next time, Revenge of the King. Have a great day. Adios.